Happy New Year.
Happy New Year or Feliz Año.
Feliz Año.
Feliz
2021 is here. And no, yes, COVID is still around.
Yes. But it cannot be worse than 2020. Guys.
2020. So 2020 is done.
But thank God.
You know, it probably is the worst year that I've ever been alive.
Yeah, it's
well, I think my wife is watching this show. I'm sorry. I got holy Jesus.
I love it.
First of all, I meant
a moment of honesty.
Wow.
Wow.
I got married in 2020, so it wasn't all that. It wasn't good things happened. I got engaged and I got married, but I meant like, wow. Time to backpedal. No, seriously, one of the worst year I meant in general about everything that we're going through. But 2020 for me personally was great.
I will record this show, guys. I will record this show for me personally.
Yes.
Wow. It's your play for your nephews.
Carla, don't leave me. 2020 was great.
You know what? I'm gonna sound really bad for saying this. Other than how the world was affected, the world itself. 2020 was a great year for me. Personally.
Right, financially, work-wise.
I'm saying work-wise. I said I got to work.
Baby boy.
I'm saying I had my son was born. I got to work from home.
I have a nephew, so there was a lot of.
But I think there was a lot of things that I think in the world that was surrounded around us, the world of baseball, that I never thought I'd ever see a 60-game season.
You never thought that
teams would play in the division.
You never thought that you'd see Robbie Cano get popped twice. And it happened.
Yeah.
No, I'll be honest, because, so 2020 for me in the baseball, it starts off in spring training. Okay. The last game that I saw live, actually, no, because I saw opening day live. Actually, I was at the stadium, one of the only few people to get to be at a stadium in 2020, but for opening day. But it seemed very normal. And then within a week from being in Arizona, everything started changing. I remember the day before we left Arizona was the day that they said that the players cannot touch the media. And people were freaking out. How's the media going to be allowed in the clubhouse? Oh, my God. Media was like writing about what's going on. And then within 2 weeks, once that NBA, the moment that changed everything.
The NBA stopped.
The NBA, that guy who rubbed the microphone, he came out. People are like, what's going on?
Rudy Gobert.
Rudy Gobert gets tested positive. He comes out. Players are like, what's happening to Rudy? Oh, he's tested. They're like, what? It looked like magic when they caught him with HIV. People didn't know what is happening. Then they say to the Jumbotron, the game has been canceled. And literally, within 24 hours, the United States was shut down.
Well, United States. Well, first of all,
what do you remember about the beginning of the 2020? And
do you remember what happened?
I almost have cried when they said you're not going to work in NBC for long. You never know.
Please.
No, you know what? I was in Mexico with spring training in Mexico with my wife, and I don't know if she was with COVID or not, but she was feeling very, very bad. When I come back from Mexico, in Mexico they check you. They check you the temperature. You know what I mean? They check you. I don't know. There was a fake doctors or whatever, but they wait. Then I told my wife when we laughed. I said, "Oh my God, if this happened in Mexico, when we get to O'Hare Airport, it will be like 30 hours to get in. We get in, nothing. Nothing was nothing." I told my wife, like, "What's going on here? Nothing. Okay, good. Thank God." 2 days later, everything got shut down.
Well, to me, it happened as I was out for St. Patrick's Day for March. I was having one of the best nights I've ever had in Chicago going out. It was great. And then 2 days later, it came out, hey, you know, everyone's got to be locked in. Everything's shut down. It was a bit shocking, and just every day it would get worse and worse and worse. And then obviously we got open back up, and now we got through it December, and now we're here. I'm just grateful that, we were healthy, that we got to be around family, which is not different. I mean, you guys follow us all the time around the show. It's not any different for us. We're always around our family. But now it makes it makes it more special to be able to spend time with the people that you care about, especially if you're healthy. So I hope that this 2020 taught everyone to appreciate your family, tell your loved ones that you love them, because you really don't know. A lot of family members have lost people due to this virus, and hopefully we're on the path to a new president coming soon.
Yeah, I was panicking because all of a sudden when you watch 24 hours, you watch, at least in my house, we watch American TV maybe at 1 o'clock in the morning. The wife of Alana, wife of this, my wife loved that. Housewives. But during the day, everything was Corona, and Latin America TV news, they show you the real thing. Oh my God, see people. I was calling people in Spain. I was calling people in New York. One of my best friends, he got very bad in New York. You know, it was kind of the ugliest thing. I never remember live a year like this. All the song with the COVID, all the problem with the police people and the American people.
George Floyd, and everything,
everything going one time. It was a fiasco in this country. I've been living in this country for a long time. I never even noticed. I was know who was the president. When they say the president is Ronald Reagan, the president is.
Yeah, you don't remember being. You don't.
I
remember,
never remember.
Right, you don't remember
telling people
like, oh, the president so and so.
Vote.
Right.
Vote.
Right,
If you want to
right.
vote,
So you're saying the first time that you've ever been like, everybody was telling
I'm 56 years old. I'll be signing here. I'm signing what 16, 40. I even know who was the president. I didn't even care about it.
Right.
And all of a sudden, last year was like, really?
Well, this was the season
like
of
unbelievable.
Yeah, this was
I
the
got
season.
goosebumps talking about.
This was the season though. Like even opening day kicks off. I had the honor to represent Vida Baseball. Thank you to the Chicago White Sox for allowing us to be there. But it was a different protocol. I've been to that stadium in everything possible aspect of that, and to me, it was so different because you see people, you can't say hi to them. Everyone was very protocol. Like we went in through the suites. I got the test, which is amazing. The way to see how quickly Major League Baseball bounced from that. But then, like, you're in a section, and we watch the game, and right from when the game starts, Major League Baseball is about to play. You got the guys are taking a knee. So guys are writing in the booth, oh, this guy took a knee, this guy didn't take a knee.
And it's something that you are I'm very looking forward to what's going to happen this year when that does start up.
Correct. So, like, I went into a season thinking that my biggest highlight was going to be how good is the Houston, the Astros are going to get booed, or how good this is going to be, or how exciting. But, like, I'm like, this kid Pantera is making his debut. And the last thing I'm thinking about is this kid's Major League debut. Okay, yeah, this kid's, like, wondering, like, taking a knee, like, to me, like for him, I feel for him. This is like nothing like it is in Major League Baseball. No fans in the stands. Like it was like like for him next year. Hopefully, when he goes into
gonna be mind-blowing.
It's like, man, this is what big leagues is like. So for someone who's been in the game for a long time, that was a part of that being around it was so surprising. And then the games, like even the game in itself, like I remember the game where they said, hey, the runner goes to second base, and I'm like, whoa, okay. And then now you see managers trying to manage for the runner on second, walking people and saying, no, we don't want him. We want the next guy because that guy's too fast. That happened in the game. And I'm like, wow, like the game, the first time this year we see like a guy, managers make mistakes of going up to change a pitcher. You can't change him. He needs to face two batters. Three batters. So even this was a year of like how you even took in the game. Like I never thought that I was going to be sitting with a baby boy watching Eddie Perez rooting for the Lions in Korean baseball.
Right. And that was the beginning of the year. Yeah. So these are things like 2020. Oh, it's behind us. It'll be like 9/11 was. It'll be things that like you're going to tell your grandkids like, wow, we lived this. We survived this. Wars,
by the way,
Great Depression.
By the way, we are lucky about it because in our family, thank God, only few guys got direct family. And we lucky all kids. They don't went to school.
Well, they're not in school. They're not. To deal with I'm saying like high school season. Okay, so like when people talk about the draft,
I coached at Lamont High School. Those kids lost the season.
Yeah.
And now we have new kids starting in April in 2021. Hopefully that everything gets back to normal and there's states that let fans in. We just want everything to get back to normal and everyone.
It's not going to be back to normal.
So life as we know.
No, but I'm saying, what's normal? But I'm saying though, like even the way that. I'm an optimist. Okay, Major League Baseball handled this, and other sports too. They were able to happen.
They got through the season.
Nobody got extremely sick of like a family member passing away because a player gave it to them. Nobody in the front office. And again, there's a lot of movement. So teams were able to make it happen. Again, hopefully if that happens next year.
Justin Turner's okay.
The media that was going crazy. I think it survived. But I really think from a revenue standpoint, even if it's not a full stadium, you need to find a way to get in some fans.
It's already happening in Europe. Everyone knows I'm a big soccer fan. Already in England, already in Germany, they're letting and MLB had fans. They had fans in the World Series and NLCS. So hopefully, to some extent, fans can get back in the game, and that builds.
By the way, if fans go back to the game, we as a fan, we the one had to be careful. We didn't have to worry about it. We didn't have to protect ourselves. Don't go out there. You don't feel good. Don't go out there. And,
well, we're a man. First of all, like,
you
no, I'm saying, like, if they make that's the fans don't understand. Like, we can be able. They might say stadiums are open, but you have to have your mask on
and
24/7 when you're inside the stadium.
I also realized how sports has been a big part of my life, my entire life, because I grew up in it. But I underestimated how important other sports were. I love watching a soccer game. People love having these teams to rally around. I think it's the wins and losses. It's a part of who you are. Sox fans and Cubs fans, it's a part of who they are. For good or for worse, being a fan of a team, you're a part of something. And the game not being there for that little time, NBA, MLB, 60 games, people want their sports.
You know what? What's the best thing happened to you?
Well, I think now I have to say that I got married.
Okay.
Or else because I mean, on a personal level, that has to be the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Okay.
By the way, he's lying. Madrid did not get eliminated in the first round of the Champions.
Yeah, we're in the Champions League, February. We're in the next
round.
round.
That's the best thing, get married. About the worst thing.
The worst thing that happened.
Get married?
The worst thing was also getting married. No. I mean, there's a lot of things that I've already talked about. We could talk about some of my favorite things. One of the best things that I personally, as a baseball fan, was watching the Astros not succeed. I love that. I've explained it before on the show. I felt like it was right. Justice was proved. Hopefully there's fans next year to let them have it because it's not over. It's not over. Sorry, Dusty. You're a great man, but I love that the Houston Astros did not succeed.
How about you?
I think other than seeing the young players come up, like guys that were like in single A, rookie ball, making major league debuts and actually doing well, like the guy Crochet for the White Sox, they might have brought him up in 2 years if it wasn't for this situation. That was the most exciting. I think the most excitement, though, was finally to see the Dodgers cross the line because what I respect about the Dodgers was the fact that they kept doubling down. Like, we didn't win, we're going to get this guy. We didn't win, we're going to get this guy. It was the manager.
We got cheated. Let's get this guy.
We got, like, they just kept adding and adding and adding and, like, literally just did not stop.
And it also seems like that's going to be their approach. And as long as those guys are the owners, they're always going to be like, hey, we have money. We want to be invested. We want to win this thing a couple more times. Because remember, the Dodgers hadn't won since 1988.
Yeah, it was a big – but I love that. I loved it that they were – they had the Braves mentality of we're going to go for it every year. They didn't say –
yeah, well, they can pack it in.
And again, I think there's teams that win divisions that win the division 4 years where they're like, well, we can't pass the first round. They say, you know what? Keep going.
Look at the Phillies, like what they did a couple weeks ago. They signed Dombrowski for $20 million for 4 years. That's what he got. He got $5. What does that mean? That means that the Phillies are going to make an investment. They got Bryce Harper.
By the way,
they're going to make an investment.
By the way, they say, I'm here to win next in the 2021. They don't say I'm here to
I know it's aggressive,
but he has to though because they signed Bryce Harper.
Yeah,
and then
that means that they have to.
When you go in the White Sox on the same thing. So for New Year's resolution for teams, I think that if you're in it,
you have to go all in.
You have to go all in. You can't say, well, I'm going to make like if you're in like if you're the Yankees and you think Bauer's the guy, you go get Bauer. If you think that even if it's a 100-game season, a 60-game season, and that's what I loved about the Dodgers was they didn't care it was a 60-30.
They said we're going for it.
Like from the beginning, they were the first team that said we're going to whoop on everybody. They didn't rest anybody. They literally played. Mookie Betts played every single game that he was eligible to play, and they went all in. They weren't like thinking like we're gonna make moves and we'll
save guys. And they had David Price didn't even pitch.
And David Price didn't even pitch.
Okay,
I'm sure he regrets that one.
I know. How about okay? You give him a ring.
He gets a ring.
Why?
Because everybody on the roster gets a ring.
He's not in the roster. He wasn't in the roster.
He's on the DL. People on the DL get a ring too.
And by the way, yes, I have a hole on here. That's my New Year's resolution.
By the way,
get this kid some clothes.
By the way,
too strong.
That's gonna be hard, man. That's gonna be hard for anybody. Say I'm opt out.
Rick Renteria has a ring from the Cubs, and he wasn't even part of the staff.
I didn't feel sorry for him.
Well, I'm just saying though.
So those are things.
No, but I'm talking about. I will be.
But those
upset.
are the things. A story that made me sad. Actually, not really sad. It made me.
Kobe.
How did Hawk say? Bleeping me. Robbie Cano tested positive.
Oh, wow.
One of the dumbest things. And I'm sure, I'm looking at the jewelry, the shirt, the jewelry, the watch. This is one of the dumbest, most saddest stories of 2020. I mean, it's just beyond ridiculous. I've hung around this guy a couple of times. Amazing guy to be around.
Funny.
Cool as hell. But how can you lose? He's going to be at home in 2021. He's not going to be here at La Vida Baseball. We're all making a living. This guy is going to lose $24 million.
I don't want him.
He might be watching La Vida Baseball.
I'm saying, no, Robbie is such a cool guy, okay? And a guy that, if Robbie would have juiced at 22, I said, go do it, boo-boo.
Yeah.
Go do it. But juicing at his age, like, now you're not the guy. It's when your ego takes over you, like, you're going to be declining. Like, every player goes through that. And that's the part that was so hard, because I think he might be a huge presence lost in the clubhouse. You know, because now he could be – you know what's sad? Because Robbie has 2 strikes. If he starts playing good, no one's ever going to say, oh, Robbie's a great clubhouse guy.
Nope.
Or everyone's just going to think about Robbie's mistake.
Benefit of the doubt.
Never gets. Even if it's cheating on, like, coaching or being part of that. If you're caught with steroids, anything Robbie does now moving forward is a stigma for him. So I think it's unfortunate, because one of the top hitting videos on YouTube is Robbie Cano talking about with the net going out the way.
Because he has talent.
So for me to see that, it was probably one of the
sad.
I was like annoyed. I was like sad and annoyed. Well, because also Robbie's not dumb.
No, because if this would have happened, because he's a Latino. He represented the Latino community very well.
And he's one of the really smart ones.
He's a smart one. He's not
great baseball family.
Great. His dad was a big leaguer.
Yeah.
Like, it was just terrible. And
to me, it was sad.
And because he's had a good career. He won a ring with the Yankees in 2009. Like,
and he grew up one of the best clean players in the history of the game. They're the genius.
Yeah, so it was just.
I just think when you're at the Mets, like, no one on the Mets was saying, like, if Chris Davis
have to play every day.
Like, if Chris Davis juices
or Alonso, what's the guy's name?
Pete Alonso, the first baseman. Yes. You're like,
he's the guy.
He's the guy. Like, man, the pressure on his shoulders. But I'm like, Robbie, like, no one even, like, when you would think on that, look at that lineup, the last guy I was blaming was Robbie.
Let me tell you guys this: 2021, you go deep 35, 40 times. Monster year. Those years of 73,
those are
like ridiculous numbers. 73, 66.
By the way, another reason is that, though. Okay, this is the other reason. And I want to talk to Mark McGwire and I want to talk to Barry Bonds. I think even with them juicing in today's baseball, they don't hit 70.
No way.
Why?
Throw hard.
They were throwing. No, I seen the home run.
Steve Traxel.
I saw Steve Traxel like 8 times in that video. There was guys facing, like, starting pitcher in the 8th inning, saying, "So look at, I got to hit him." They were taking so many guys that should have not been in the game. Today's game, you get Crochet in the 4th.
The game is different, and that's another thing that I want to see.
That's hard.
But you guys out there, kids, you don't have to do this.
You don't have to juice.
You don't have to. The game is changing. There's a couple guys that I'm sure that still do it.
Oh, yeah.
But the game is now, get on base. It's going back.
So
to
2020,
that.
2021, I'm going to make a prediction, okay? And I'm going to call this the Mookie Betts effect. Every general manager, every fan that was watching the game of baseball knew that Mookie Betts was not only the best player on the field, but he was doing everything in his power to change the game. And I've only experienced that a couple times in my life. Roberto Alomar with the Toronto Blue Jays, Ivan Rodriguez,
Ricky Henderson,
and
Barry Bonds.
But Barry was doing it with the bat. I'm talking about. I'm talking about, like, when he was not on the field with the bat. Mookie Betts was doing everything possible.
Defense, run.
Defense, run. Like, he was.
Big run. How about running the base?
That's what I'm saying, though. So, like, when you're watching the game of baseball, now I'm looking at, and I think that the way free agency is going, guys like Kyle Schwarber are losing value because they're like, he can only hit. Because now they're like, we want him to do
everything,
run the bases. Look,
I said that 10 years ago.
I know, but I'm saying I think it's coming back. Why? Because you want to see guys like Nick Madrigal hit, run,
do everything.
Catch the ball. Like, you're like, I want the guy to catch the ball. You're mad at Tim Anderson, who's probably, if we were talking about Tim Anderson in the era of Derek Jeter, we might think that he's one of the best shortstops ever.
Yeah.
Why? Because we did not care about defense. Nomar Garcia-Parra would grab his glove and throw it at the ball. Nomar would take his glove, one of the worst defensive shortstops ever. Same thing with Derek. And we would be like, oh my God, they're so amazing. We're expecting good defense now, and we expect this kid to be that great defender when he's not that guy. He's just an amazing hitter. So I think era-wise, we're like, We're asking
You
more of
know
our
what?
guys to play better defense, be a better runner.
And 2021, we're going to see a lot of different approaches because guys already now have a year of experience with the managing the
Well,
three.
do you think who's the first manager next year? And I think it's going to be Tony La Russa that bunts against a shift. That goes boom, shift.
I think Tony's going to be. I think Tony's going to be.
It's not about the manager, it's about the players.
But no, the manager. Tony's going to tell the players, say, "Hey, they play you shift like that, go the other way."
And I also think,
a lot of people do.
I feel like Tony's going to be a guy that tells his pitchers, you can go a little longer. You don't have to go 5-6. He's going to change the game a little bit in that aspect. Yeah, you can go a little longer.
He will tell the pitching coach.
And he's going to tell guys, hey, I need you to pitch a little longer. Give my bullpen a rest. And I also feel like he is going to – because he managed most of the old school. That guy invented the bullpen. I am looking forward to seeing him and a couple of other guys to see how he adapts to the style of the three pitchers. And I think he's going to be one. I think he's going to be one of the first guys to bunt when the guy goes on second. I think Tony's going to bunt.
So here's the part we're talking about, like guys getting extended. What's the point of having a bullpen guy pitch in April for 2 innings?
So you want to have him fresh? Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying, like, if you're like in the middle of a pennant race and you're like, okay, we're going to go, the White Sox say, hey, we only need you to go 4 innings today on Lance Lynn, for example, because the bullpen's fresh. You're going to get Crochet in the 4th inning. Crochet, Kopech, down the line of just fire. 4th inning, you're in the September. Let's do it. We're in the middle of a pennant race. But why would Tony do that or any manager do that in April when Lance Lynn could go 7 or 8?
Yeah,
on a game that he's got 65 pitches and he's completely dominant.
Yeah, but you want to do that. And then last year you had, there we see Timmy and Jose Abreu, probably the 2 best players on the Sox. You'd see the manager Ricky do all sorts of things, like bring in Jimmy Cordero when the game 7-1.
So I'm excited. I'm excited to see.
That's what we're talking about this morning.
Yeah, that his arm.
Renteria, no, we're
he
asking
does the guys differently.
Okay, the kid I love. I work with
Cody Hoyer.
Oh my God, this kid got great eye. Could be a closer right now. One day we're working. I see him pitching the 7th inning, down by 8.
Every inning, Cody, I called him.
I say the next day, I see him 1-on-1 with the game of the line.
Every inning, Cody. Cody was like everything.
I like what? It's the same way with the Latino.
Cordero used to wash uniforms after the game too,
and he'd roll up his sleeves.
Yeah, but the sleeve was up to him.
He burned him out.
In the end of the season,
he was burned out. And again, Cordero wanted to be a reliable guy, the guy that did not say no to his team. But I want to see Tony managing in this era, just like I'm super excited about the return of Alex Cora.
Oh yeah,
I think he's going to try to redeem himself.
And
I'm super excited about the Tigers.
Detroit Tigers. We will be watching. Let's see how good you are, Hinch.
So I want to see him dealing with Miguel. I hope he doesn't bench Miguel because one of the things that I was sad about this season not being 162, other than him not getting paid,
and Miguel not getting 500 home runs.
I think
he needs like 12.
I know, but that's what I mean. Like when you're looking at numbers that Pujols is chasing, Miguel. When you take half a season away,
you feel bad for McGriff now, huh?
Well, I do. Yeah. McGriff should be Hall of Fame. Why? Because he didn't miss 2 years.
He had to be Hall of Fame.
Yeah, like the guy that
makes you feel.
Well, I'm saying the at bats. It's like wow, like Miguel's coming this year. I don't care if he didn't play. Pujols, it's a year older on your body.
Yes.
So you don't know how you're going to act. By the way, these guys have not seen pitching or hitting like anything live in a long time. So you're missing at bats. Like those 2 could have been like you could have gotten 50 hits of like pure instincts to get to 3,000. So it was sad not to see those seasons. And I hope that when AJ Hinch came in, they told him, hey, this guy gets his at bats. I really hope he doesn't come in and says, you're just here to, play when I tell you to play. Because one of the only reasons that I watch the Tigers is because I want anytime Miguel Cabrera gets steps in the box, it's history.
How many years Miguel got left?
3? 2 or 3.
Okay. If AJ Hinch come out and say, you don't play today, for the next 2 days, say, well, you don't play, well, I'm going to give more about he will get his ass kicked.
Yes. Oh, I think Miguel is one of those guys that he'll have.
Here's the thing. If Miguel Cabrera to the Detroit Tigers, okay, and when they signed this contract, they knew this. If you're a player like Miguel Cabrera, which is going to be the same situation with Jose Abreu next year and the year after that, and it was the same situation with Jim Thome. Mm-hmm. If you're on a team and you are healthy,
you have to play.
I have to play you every day. Why? Out of respect.
Yes.
Out of analytics. Because any number you run on the spreadsheet, this guy's going to be better than the other guy that's in front of him. So, and especially when there's a DH. And that's, for example, when you look at 2021, like guys like Nelson Cruz, any team that's saying, well, we're not going to sign him because he's it doesn't matter. When he goes out there and he hits 210, when he hits 210 and hits 10 home runs, then you say, you know what, Nelson, thank you for coming. Because he's produced more right now than any. No. I'm saying that any Hall of Famer currently in the Hall of Fame right now after the age of 35.
Yeah.
This guy is whooping. This guy is destroying the ball, and he is healthy to do it every single day.
Those are the things that, as a fan, and as we get geared towards up, because spring training is next month in February, that you're going to look to see who does my team have? Help the players being healthy. These are the things that you want and need for guys to stay healthy, to be able to produce for however long the season is. Hopefully it's 162, but health being the main thing.
New Year's resolution for you.
New Year's resolution, after what I said earlier today about me being married, New Year's resolution for me is what I learned was that going out is not a necessity. I've saved a lot more money. I realized how much money I used to spend on going out, whether that be drinking, Ubers, dumb stuff. It's not dumb because I enjoy it, but I could do it less. And now I had more financial stuff to pay some stuff off, go shopping, travel, whatever the case may be. But I was like, you know what? It didn't affect me that much.
But you know what? How that go? That's one thing.
Or getting old.
This one.
Oh, please.
Yes.
Please.
Yes.
Wait till
Yes.
those New Year's resolutions, 2021, all the clubs wait for me. I'm coming.
You?
I can't be stopped.
I don't believe in resolutions. I think you should have been doing.
I'm saying he works out now.
What's resolution?
Okay,
you want to change something.
What do you want? What do you want to be like? I'm going to work out more.
No,
I'm going to be a better father.
No. I'm saying I think more patience.
Ozzy's working.
No. I said better habits. Like I don't want to change one thing. I think better habits. Like if the way that I look at watch the game is better habits, more open minded, and just be more patient. Like in anything that I do, because that transcends into everything. Like I need to realize.
Be more mellow.
Be more mellow. Like if I sit, I'll be honest. I'm on Twitter and I see somebody make a dumb comment.
Me too. I got it. I can leave it.
I'm not insulted. Like
you're nice.
You got it. No, I'm saying I'm nice, but I'm saying like
I guess you guys didn't know this. Ozzy's a little hothead.
No, but I mean like I'll be honest with you. Like for like this whole Hall of Fame thing, okay, for people who've been watching 2021, this Hall of Fame thing has affected me
personally.
Like if Andrew and Bobby and like my dad was in the ballot.
Well, son, find out soon the Hall of Fame's in
January. No, that's what I'm saying.
But
like if my dad was in the ballot, I need to read and say, and this might sound cocky, this guy doesn't know baseball. And just because you have a BBBW,
just because you vote for Andy Pettit, but don't vote for anyone else.
Well, I'm just saying. No, I'll just give you one. David Howe. Okay, he explained.
Great ballot.
No, I'm saying no. He explained it, and I wrote him. I said the only one that I wish he would have had on was Bobby Abreu, but he had to vote for his 10, and he had a case for all his guys. He came out and said nobody is linked to steroids. There was nobody on the ballot that was linked. He said, so I'm like, I have to respect that. But when you come out and say comments like this guy's not a Hall of Famer, and I look at the people's ages, and I'm like, the reason that these guys write for that pick the Hall of Fame is because there was a time in baseball when people would tell us what the game of baseball was. Now there's a kid in his basement who's 12 years old that might know more about baseball than that guy because he knows everything that's happening. Because
by the way, those old writers, they only go to the ballpark to eat. And sit there and
here's the little part, the part that I don't. This is the part. The other part of this. The other part of this new resolution, because I have to prepare myself mentally because I know it's going to be a long season with Tony La Russa. Because those same writers and those same fans, if you're 13 years old and you're like Tony La Russa sucks, he's an old. You're 13. That's fine. You never saw him. You don't, like when guys say you're not the best. Ozzy's not the best manager in White Sox history. I'm like, you're an idiot. You've never watched. Like, if you say that about Tony and you're 13, 14 years old, good for you. Like, one day you'll find. But if you're 40, 50 years old, 60 years old, you're a writer and you've met Tony and you're writing things like this guy's a racist. This guy is this guy's not good to manage. I'm saying old. I'm saying you're the same guy that's voting in the old system of baseball.
He doesn't fall. He fell asleep.
He was driving when he fell asleep.
He said he fell asleep.
No,
he fell asleep because he was drunk.
People told me, Tony's going to fall asleep in the game.
That's ridiculous. But I'm saying, I understand if somebody has ever met Tony, but if you're in the media and you've interacted with Tony's sharper right now than Dusty.
Oh yeah,
Tony's sharper.
And I know Dusty.
Tony and Dusty are sharper than Jack McKeon was when he managed.
Dusty has one more year on his contract with the Astros this year. Dusty, I can't root for you.
But that's what I mean though. So like for the same writers, when I see these comments about the age and Tony. I need to, from a baseball standpoint, I need to breathe and not reply because I know Tony's going to do. I know Tony is going to, and the other part is this for 2021. I need to understand that this generation of players,
They're soft.
they're soft as marshmallows. Okay,
Soft.
they're soft. The things that they say, it does not come from a place of harm. Okay, because I'm a guy that I'm starting to get to a point that back in the day it was like the media was the Twitter. There's a lot of athletes that now are just talking.
So your my New Year's resolutions is to go out less. Your New Year's resolution is more patient.
Yeah.
And yours is to be,
I don't know, just to be a great grandpa, better than what I am right now.
No. Well, what's better? What's better?
You need a little more discipline with your grandkids.
Yes.
Because if Adela told my dad right now, I want to go rob a 7-Eleven, my dad's like, I'll drive the getaway car.
Yeah, I don't know if that's.
By the way, this month is Ozzy's birthday, January 20th, when the president gets announced. January 20th, January 25th. So January doesn't suck that bad, even though it's freezing outside. It's our birthdays.
But I'm looking forward to baseball.
I'm gonna be 29. You'll be whatever.
No. But I'm looking forward.
You know what? I want to be better on TV.
No,
I'm good. I know I'm good at it.
You're on digital right now.
I want to be better because I know it's going to be a long season and it's hard. It's very hard to stay in the same level every day.
No.
And my job is to keep those fans
just
out there.
bring the energy.
Bring La Vida Baseball. Like I want to make La Vida and Guillén even a better show. When I'm saying when we interact with the fans, we want the fans.
We
to
want
get
that fire.
No, I'm saying no. We want fans to bring it. We want fans. We want honesty.
How about
okay?
one question?
That's what we want to do.
This year, let's put it this something. When we do the show, the La Vida show, we go to have a 5-minute question and answer straight up.
We could do that.
I like to do that. I don't care what kind of question you ask me. Okay, if you ask me a stupid question, I say, okay. Just be careful what you ask, and just be careful.
We'll dedicate 5 to 10 minutes of just Q&A about you.
2020, because I'm saying that's a fun. That's a fun.
Ask why my sweater's ripped.
He's just too ripped. But I'm saying that's what I want from the show because I think that we bring that honesty of Major League Baseball. Because one thing that's not going to change is the transparency of the game is still going to get darker, and we need to be here to shed the light on it. So we're going to end the show a little bit different. I want to bring some memories because obviously New Year's is a big deal for us. It involves going back to Venezuela when we could, obviously the COVID situation. It involves winter ball and the excitement that when you're there, obviously we would love to root for the team. You were managing there the past couple of years, but the excitement of, for me, New Year's, winter baseball, leading to the Caribbean series, but also being around loved ones and family is something that to me is super special.
Well, you know what? People don't realize this, but for the Guillén family, New Year's is actually a bigger deal than actual Christmas.
Of the year.
We had last night, but we usually have a really nice dinner, traditional Venezuelan food. And there you see the picture of last year's. We get dressed up really nice. We dance, we party, we drink. And when the clock is going to strike midnight, we usually have 12 grapes and we make a wish for each grape indicating a month of the year. And hopefully those wishes come true.
Not a pitching staff.
So my mother, not a pitching staff, not a right fielder. So my mom, Ebis, the lady you see there that we love very dearly, always told us, no matter if you guys are married, no matter how many kids you guys have, if you guys can possibly spend every New Year's while we're all alive and all together and healthy, that she would love that very dearly. So we can do whatever we want for Christmas. Obviously, we choose to be around each other, but we can go wherever. But on New Year's, my mom likes us to be with her. So that's what we've been done. And I'm going to be 35 years old soon. And I don't remember spending ever New Year's without my parents.
Well, it's something she always want to do that, stay together. And because she grew up with that, I don't. I grew up 31st. It was a big deal. My mom was one way. My dad was another way. I was sitting down there by myself. Everybody go out. And it's a big difference because 5 to 12, you get nervous. And people crying in our country. People so happy. Every memories, las campanas de la noche están sonando. That's a song in Venezuela. The national anthem.
So it's very emotional.
I don't know. It's very national, very weird.
Just last night, you remember loved ones that you've lost. 2020 was very hard on everybody. I even cried when Kobe passed away. I didn't even know the guy. So things affect you, and you realize, wow, this long year has been we went to trials and tribulations, and now we're here. Do you have any memories from New
I
Year's
remember.
or anything?
By the way, you have to use yellow underwear.
Yeah, I don't use the yellow. I'm
You
saying
don't? I do it because yes, you do it.
No, I
When
don't.
you wake up with one yellow underwear.
Oh, that's
called Pete.
He wake up with yellow
I
underwear.
had some great New Year's. I think I have great memories. Obviously, our beach house. Back at that day, back then, I was a huge winter ball fan for one specific team. Where New Year's meant playoffs were coming around the corner, and obviously you'd always root for your team. But for me, it's just being around family and you're going to close out a new year, and it's like a baseball season.
It's like a clean slate.
A clean slate. You haven't had your first at bat. Everyone, no one has a win or a loss, and you have a new chance to kind of recreate yourself. And I think that's awesome.
We taking buses into my
Yeah,
beach house in Venezuela.
And you know what? Those
Bus,
last,
all
not,
bunch of
not the
kids.
last 2 years, but the years before. Our youngest brother is who was here yesterday for New Year's, but he was managing in Colombia, so he has to go back and manage in Colombia. And my dad played winter ball many years, and then he managed the winter ball many years. So there was a time there, I think 2 or 3 years ago, that we were going to a lot of games in winter ball. And if you guys have never been to a game in winter ball, I suggest you guys go. Either whether it be Venezuela, Dominican Republic. Actually, those are the only two that I would say to go to. Venezuela,
Colombia, Gallo.
Yeah, in Colombia. Look at the.
This is 2010.
This is
amazing.
Look at the fans pre-COVID, the music, the passion, the food. These guys don't care if you are Ozzie Guillén or Jairo Ramos. You could suck. They will boo anyone and everyone, and they'll applaud you. It is very intense atmosphere. These people, they don't even care about MLB. This is do or die. They live and die with their teams, and they're very passionate. I got to live it as a young man growing up, and then I became older. I saw it. It's unbelievable.
By the way, there's no room for you.
Room for the team.
There's room for the team. By the way, I had the experience. I had a standing ovation for maybe 2 minutes. I got to get up, take my hat, and they keep standing ovation. As soon as standing ovation is over, my mom, they call me names. They call me everything.
Yeah, and this guy's like the Michael Jordan of that franchise.
But I think from for me, from a fan standpoint, specifically the Colombian League, you're rooting for the championship again in 2021. You're rooting for Caribbean series. So it seems like yesterday we were in Puerto Rico, in the first Caribbean series that Colombia won. So that to me, New Year's is a refreshing.
Caribbean series will be in Mexico,
Mazatlan, Mexico.
And if I'm not hurt, I'm going.
By the way, suggestion: every Caribbean series they have to be 1 year in Dominican, 1 year in Mexico, 1 year in Puerto Rico, 1 year in Mexico, 1 year in Venezuela, 1 year in Mexico. You have to be involved in the Caribbean series every other year, not every 4, 5, 6 years, because Mexico has the best Caribbean series. And when the people follow them up, I was very impressed with Puerto Rico last year. I went to see it myself. He went with me, and it was outstanding how the Puerto Rican people went to support that. Very proud of that. But nothing like the Mexican fans when the Caribbean series out there. It's amazing.
So hopefully everybody sticks to their New Year's resolution for 2021 more than a couple days. From us, we'd like to wish you guys a happy new year. Feliz Año Nuevo. And with that, we will see you guys next week. Enjoy the first week of your new year.